Hello, game theorists. So we just finished playing the Ultimatum game. I posted the results on my courses and I have them here in front of me. Let's talk about what's supposed to happen in theory and what you guys did. So we could look at, for theory, we could make the simplification of looking at what happens if the players only care about money. So let's draw our game tree. So we have our proposer who moves first and makes an offer. To simplify, I'll say I could make a 9-1 offer, or let's say a more fair offer. And then you have the responder. They can accept or reject. Let's call it A and R. For A for accept, R for reject. Let's see, I guess I need a number here to know what the payoffs are. Let's say the alternative is 5-5. Of course, there are options as well. You could make like 8-2, 7-3, etc. I'm just trying to make sure my game tree does not get too cluttered. So if they accept, it's 9-1, otherwise 0-0. And let's say the payoffs are having the proposer on top. This is again assuming the players care only about money. So let's do our rollback analysis. If we start over here, responder gets 0, the number on the bottom, if they reject, and they get 5 if they accept. 5 is better than 0, so they're going to accept. If we're over here, responder payoffs are still in the bottom, they get 0 from rejecting. They get 1 if they accept. 1's better than 0, so they'll accept here as well. Go back to the top. So the proposer could get 9 by offering 9-1 versus just 5 by offering 5-5. So if they only care about money, proposer will offer 9-1 and responder will accept. I'll just be formal. I'll write out the Nash Equilibrium, or the rollback equilibrium rather, we should call it. So remember, we said you got to write down not just the outcome, but also what happens at every node. So proposer has only one node, so we write out the 9-1 offer they make at their starting node. Responder has 2 nodes, so we got to specify what they do at each one of their nodes. So they'll play A if 9-1, and they'll play A if 5-5. So again, all this is premised on the players care only about money. So a couple of you guys, so group 1 and Bang, both made 9-1 offers, but the responding teams, the game theorists and team 2, rejected those offers. So they would rather get 0 than get 1 if getting 1 means accepting an unfair offer. So perhaps with that thinking in mind, these other 2 groups here, lucky number 7 and group 3, preferred not to make 9-1 offers. They tried 7-3 and 6-4, perhaps thinking that those offers would be more likely to be accepted. And that seemed to work. Both those offers were accepted, so they got a payoff that was better than 0. So an important consideration here is it irrational to reject a 9-1 offer? So what I kept stressing, this analysis is based on the players only care about money, is because it's actually not necessarily irrational to reject unfair offers. If the players only care about money, then yes, but players in reality don't care only about money. So you're maximizing your payout, which is not necessarily the same thing as maximizing money. So if your payoff also includes some notion of fairness, then sure, rejecting an unfair offer could be rational. Let me sketch out what that could potentially look at like. So let's say payoff is dollars, but maybe you have maybe you lose 3 units of payoff if it's unfair. So something that makes you upset if you get a 9-1 offer, that seems really outrageous. They're trying to exploit their stronger position, so that upsets you so much that's like losing $3 in your payoff. So that's your payoff. Then accepting 9-1 would mean a payoff of -2. So you get your $1 from cash, but then you lose $3 because you're so upset about the unfairness. In that case, rejecting 9-1 would mean a payoff of just 0, which is better. So some of the social science journalists oversimplify and say, economists think that people only care about money, but that is not true in the real world. No, economists do realize that people care about more than just money. They care about their payoffs, and payoffs can include things like fairness as well as money. So in the experimental economics literature, the ultimatum game is not used to prove people are irrational because it doesn't actually prove that. Rather, the ultimatum game is used to measure people's attitudes towards fairness. I'll talk about a couple of papers that have involved that. So there's one fascinating paper that had different cultures playing the ultimatum games. They'd often go to some remote villages that had not really been touched by modern civilization, and they teach them the game, and they'd see how they would play it. And they found things like societies that are more individualistic might give you more lopsided offers. Or a society that is more, where you often have to work together, like if your society is based on like hunting large game, and you can't take down a large animal single-handedly, you need cooperation from other people in your tribe to make that happen. Groups like that tend to be more cooperative. They give you more 5-5 offers. Whereas the more individualistic societies, a 9-0 offer might be more common, and it could also be accepted because people realize that in the societies, it's not against any norms to make a lopsided offer because you kind of are on your own in some of those other civilizations. The other paper I'll tell you about is some of my own work. So back when I was in Missouri, I teamed up with a professor from a dental school and some other economists as well. And we used the ultimatum game to measure dental students and their feelings of altruism towards their patients. So the consensus in the dental education literature is that the students get hardened over time as they go through school and they lose some ability to empathize with their patients. The dental school professor on our team, though, was skeptical of that. He said, that's all based on surveys, and anyone can say on a survey, I'm altruistic, whether or not that's ever actually true. Let's have them play a game where there's real money at stake. We had them play with the stakes of $20 and see if that is really true. So we had the dental students do that at the school, and we found altruism did not go down, actually went up a little bit in year 4 of the dental program, and our paper got an award for that. So that's the ultimatum game. That's all we have for today. I'll see you guys again in the next game. Take care and stay safe out there.